Sunny 95.3.
All right, summertime does mean being outside, beach, street festival, backyard. As good as it might feel to soak up a little sun, doctors continue to warn that people need to take more seriously their use of sunscreen to avoid premature aging or worse, skin cancer. It's getting a little easier to do that. In 2012, new rules from the Food and Drug Administration took effect governing label information regarding sunscreen. Included in the new rules are defining the term broad spectrum. And so it means more sunscreen offers protection from both ultraviolet UVA and ultraviolet A and B in proportional amounts. Before, sunscreens did not address UVA radiation, which causes skin cancer and early aging, but not necessarily the telltale signs of sunburn. Additionally, claims such as waterproof, sweatproof, sunblock are no longer allowed. Sanyal, senior analyst, Environmental Working Group, says despite greater awareness of the damage sun can do and products with higher sun protection factors, melanoma rates are still increasing. Joining us right now, Dr. Bill Johnson. I'll be very honest, Bill, I've never read a label on a sunscreen in my life.
Well, that's probably not an uncommon comment. The key factor is to look at what's called the SPF, or sun protection factor.
I'm aware of the 30, the 40, the 50. If I have 50, that means it's a real good block. If it's a 10, it's not as good. But, man, I just slosh that thing on. We have a spray. We put that on, and that's about it.
Well, I'm okay with the sprays. The sprays probably need to stay on your skin a little bit longer before you're getting good protection. Most lotions, we feel like you're in good shape after you put it on for about 10 minutes. The sprays may take 15 to 20 minutes before you have real protection.
Really? I didn't know that.
Yeah, I didn't either.
We squirt it on and go. Yeah. All right.
Yeah, I like the sprays. I use a spray quite a bit, but it does take a little bit longer for it to get up against your skin and for the sunscreen to settle in and give you good protection.
This is just kind of a very off-the-cuff comment. I see Asians taking this more seriously than, say, American Caucasian. Yeah. I see them at the golf courses, full long sleeve, long pants, hats. I mean, boy, they are so sensitive. And I don't know if their skin is more sensitive to the sun or they just got the message. But you see people that guard against it. They look so much better when they're 60.
Well, and I think that the Asian culture has become very youth-driven, and they have listened better, and they are aware that about 90% of all the aging our skin does is related to sun exposure.
Wow, 90% of it, Bill?
90%. And almost all the pigment changes, so almost all those spots and uneven color that you see as you get older, almost all of that is related to being in the sun.
Yeah, well, darn.
Yeah, me too. And can we stop it now if we haven't done it in the past?
Well, it's better. I mean, you're still making a difference, and it's good to go ahead and stop it.
Yeah.
But a lot of that damage has already been done.
Yeah.
So all you can do now is try and prevent future damage. That's why it's so important for children to have good sunblock, because the damage they're doing now may not show up for 40 years, but it's still being done right now.
Can't reverse it. I've seen these creams advertised at midnight. That won't work.
There actually are some retinoid, like Retin A type products that can reverse some of those effects. So, and then there are also some laser and other techniques that we do here in the office and are available at the doctor's office that can reverse some of the effects.
When is it time for somebody to get a spot checked out?
If you have a family history of melanoma or a personal history of melanoma, you should be checked every year, 1 to 3 years, depending on whether it's you or a family member.
Is this with a dermatologist?
Usually with the dermatologist. Many of your regular primary doctors are fully trained to do the initial screening and be able to say, hey, we need to send you to the derm and get that looked at.
Dr. Bill Johnson, cosmetic surgeon. You know, I've seen Joan Rivers, and to me it's like, okay, listen, let me grow old, because at some point you cross the line with any surgery when people know you've had surgery.
Well, I'm a true believer in the subtle touch.
Yeah.
And so when I do my work, I really prefer it to be You can't. Nobody can tell I've been there.
I mean, Kenny Rogers doesn't even look the same. Have you seen him? I mean, it's just like,
I saw him just recently. And you're right.
He's on a Geico commercial. He just does. Now, listen, we're all getting older. I think there's a line between getting something that makes you look better and getting something that makes you look creepy.
I agree with that. And there are different schools of thought on that. But more and more, the main trend in cosmetic surgery is to do work that makes you look like a younger you, not like somebody else.
That's exactly right. Bill, a pleasure. Thanks for being on with us today.
Well, thank you.
Dr. Bill Johnson, skincare expert, cosmetic surgeon. All right, exciting night for the Cardinals last night at 8:16. Diane Ducey.
Cardinals shut out the Pittsburgh Pirates.